Hello there! Welcome back once again to the Imagination Theater. I'm Mr. Bookman and I'm very pleased that you decided to join us again. Our puppets are delighted to perform one of their favorite fairy tales for you. This is the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, a long time ago, deep in the forest, there lived a family of three bears who were ready to leave their cave behind and buy their very first house.
What sort of a house are we looking for?
Well, it should be small and cozy, but with lots of space and big rooms so that we can spread out. We need to be in a quiet area, very remote, but also close to food and entertainment. We'll need several stories so that the heat from the fireplace can warm the upper floors while we're hibernating in the winter. But no stairs! They're my worst enemy!
But Bobby, all of the things that you're asking for seem to contradict all of the other things that you're asking for.
I don't see what's so difficult about this. I just want the inside to be bigger than the outside, the location to be isolated but conveniently close to everything, and multiple floors without stairs. That shouldn't be so hard to find.
Whoa, what does the baby think? I think you're right.
After many long discussions with their real estate agent, the bears found a lovely home that previously belonged to an elderly pig and her three little pigs. It didn't have everything that Mommy Bear was looking for because that stuff was literally impossible to find. But after she had a long nap, she realized that this house was just right.
I just love all of the furniture in there. I'm so glad that you included it in the price, but are you sure you don't want to take anything with you? Honey, I packed my suitcase, my beach towel, and my photo album. As far as I'm concerned, the rest is all yours. Oh, well, that's very kind of you. I just know we're going to love it here. I raised 3 darling little piglets into 3 fine young pigs in this house, but now that they're all grown up, I'm ready to send them off into the world and retire to the beach. Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm sure you're going to be very happy. I am too. Oh, my youngest son's very sweet, but he can be a bit much. Now, if you don't mind, I should be on my way before his brother and sister tell him the truth that I'll be leaving today without him. Here are the keys and all of the ownership papers. All right, well, we won't keep you then.
Daddy Bear had one more question for the mama pig.
Is there anything else we should be aware of?
Well, there is this nasty big bad bear that wanders around these woods sometimes. He puts on disguises and tries to trick people and animals into following him back to his cave so he can eat them. He's a real troublemaker and... What? What's so funny?
Oh, it's just the big bad bear is my brother Barry. He's a bit of a wild one. Never really got over the whole man-eating predator thing.
Oh no! You're not gonna eat me for calling him a nasty bear, are you?
No. We're vegetarians.
Wow, this is a small forest. Anyway, I better skedaddle. Enjoy your new home.
The three bears packed away all of their personal belongings in their new home, found their new beds, slept all night, and then woke up the next morning feeling fresh as daisies.
What should we have for our first meal?
I haven't had a chance to visit the market yet. I wonder if that nice pig left anything behind. Oh, here we are. There's several packets of porridge in the cupboard.
Delicious. Say, what is porridge anyway?
I don't really know what porridge is. Let's see. Oh, it says here it's oatmeal.
Whoa, I never knew that porridge was oatmeal.
Yep, it says right here on the package that porridge, or oatmeal, although strongly associated with Scottish cuisine, has been a staple food for many different cultures around the world, dating back to the Paleolithic era.
If you're interested in books about bear diets, oat and grain-based cuisine, or human prehistory, please visit your local library.
My goodness, this oatmeal is much too hot. Let's go for a walk to give it some time to cool down.
That's an excellent idea. Come along, baby.
It was a beautiful day for a walk in the woods, and Daddy Bear loved exploring, so they would likely be gone for quite some time. Just as they entered the forest and traveled out of sight from their home, a young woman named Goldilocks, so called because of her beautiful golden hair, stumbled out of the woods from the opposite direction. Loxy, as she liked to call herself, had been a guest at the Castle of the Rose to help celebrate the prince's birthday. After staying up all night drinking juice, she was now very wired, very hungry, very tired, and very, very lost.
So, I was out all night dancing with my friends at this super cool castle with this amazing rose garden in the front yard, and the DJ was playing, all of the best beats. The place was bouncing, there were, 24 flavors of juice available, and my friends and I were, having the best time. Then, out of nowhere, some girl in this totally cheap-looking Red Riding Hood dances by me with a basket of gourds. She stepped on my shoes, and I'm like, what? Come at me! And then the next thing I know, I'm out in the woods, my friends are gone, and I'm just done. Whatever, I'm so over that party anyway. So then I'm walking along this path and I have no idea where I am. And then I see this house just sitting there and the front door's wide open and I'm hungry and I'm like, well, if there's no one here, I'm just gonna let myself in. Hello? Hello? Is anybody home? Do you mind if I clean myself up a little? So I walk into this house and there's nobody there. And I'm like, what is that smell? And then I realize that it's me because I've been sweating and dancing all night. So I clean myself up in this cute little washroom just off the front hallway. I spray some perfume on, and then I smell this other thing, and it smells so good. And suddenly, whatever it is, becomes my entire world, and I just have to have it because I am starving. So I'm in this kitchen, and there's 3 bowls of this weird-looking food just sitting there, but there's nobody around. So I pick the biggest one, and I'm like, ew, this stuff is too hot and crunchy. Who eats hot, crunchy cereal anyway? So it's just way too hot for me, and I'm like, well, what about this other bowl? It's not as big as the first bowl, and it's not really steaming at all, so I'm like, maybe that's okay to try. This stuff's way too cold. Cold crunchy cereal is one thing, but this is just mushy grossness. So there's just the one bowl left, and it's the smallest one, but I'm like, so what? I'm starving. So I pick up this tiny little spoon, and I try it, and I'm like, what is this? This one's just right. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not too crunchy, it's not too soft. Tastes incredible, and it's just the right amount that I need to feel satisfied. I love it.
While Loxy eats all of Baby Bear's oatmeal, let's join the bear family on their walk in the woods.
Come along, family. Try to keep up.
Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on. Do you see that over there?
What? What is it?
In that clearing over there, is that my brother Barry in a powder blue sport coat?
Indeed, a bear in a powder blue sport coat had set up a roadside stand where he appeared to be selling piles of straw, sticks, and bricks. Mommy decided to investigate.
What is this? Barry? Is that you, brother?
No, it's not me. I'm Chet Spaulding, salesman at Straw and Air at your service. Could I interest you in any of these fine building materials?
Barry, don't be ridiculous. It's obviously you. Why are you pretending to be a salesman?
I don't know what you're talking about, lady. I'm a salesman. I'm the best salesman in the entire world. If you're not interested in buying anything, I'm going to have to ask you to move along, sister. I have customers coming.
You know, Mom was right. You should have studied more. Whatever this is that you're doing, you should know that we just bought a house down the path. You're welcome to visit and stay for dinner anytime you like.
Thank you for your invitation, strange lady I've never met before. Now off you go! I think I see the 3 pigs that I've been waiting for. So, was that him?
Yeah, it was him. He's trying to eat 3 pigs.
You don't suppose they would be related to that lady pig whose house we just bought?
Oh, probably. Like we said, it's a pretty small forest.
Well, should we help them?
If Barry manages to trick and eat even one of those pigs, I will change every last one of Baby Bear's diapers from now on.
Back at the bear family's house, Loxy had finished her meal and was now looking for a place to sit down and rest her feet.
So, after eating that delicious meal, I was like, wow, my feet are soaked from dancing and walking in these giant furry boots all night, so I was looking for a place to kick them off and put my feet up for a minute, and then I see these 3 chairs in the living room, and I'm like, epic! There's so many places to sit down! So I pick the biggest chair first because I'm like a queen, and I'm like, yo, this chair is too tall! So that one's no good. So I go to the next one beside it, and I'm like, what gives? This chair's so low to the ground, my feet are in my mouth. I can't even stand up out of this thing. So the second chair was way way too low, and I'm like, did I really just get stuck in this stupid low chair? I'm like never getting out of this thing. So I'm wrestling with this chair for a while, but then it got out. So I'm like, awesome, now I can try this third chair. Wow, this third chair is like the best chair I've ever sat in. When I'm done here, I'm like totally stealing this chair. Ew. Are those my feet that I'm smelling? Ew. I smell like the zoo on a hot day. So at that point, I'm like, well, it's obvious that nobody lives here, so I'm just going to like take a shower and then go to bed. Because at this point, I'm like exhausted because of all that I've been through in the past 16 hours. So like, I start to get up out of this chair, and then all of a sudden, what? Oh, I can't believe this chair just broke. This is unbelievable. Like, who would build such a flimsy piece of furniture and then just leave it out for uninvited guests without posting any kind of a warning anywhere nearby? Like, do they want me to get hurt? I should sue.
While Loxy picked herself up, went to the washroom, and took a long shower, the bear family happened to cross paths with a bear getting changed into a terrible blonde wig.
Yeah, this disguise is perfect. I look exactly like a house inspector now, if nobody who sees me has ever actually seen a house inspector before.
Barry, is that you again? Oh, I can't believe this. How did you manage to get ahead of us?
No, no, it's not me. I'm a house inspector. Yeah, Three Pigs just built 3 new houses, and I need to get in there so I can eat them. So I can inspect their
Furnaces?
I don't think they have furnaces. This is a pre-furnace story.
I think our house has one. Our house actually looks really modern for a fairy tale.
What year is this taking place?
Barry, if you're so hungry that you can't even remember the year, you should just come over for dinner tonight. We'll feed you as long as you agree to take off that ridiculous wig.
For the last time, sister, I don't know who this Barry character is, and I'm definitely not a bear in disguise. Now go away before you ruin my plans to eat these pigs. I mean, inspect their houses.
Fine, suit yourself. But you know what? You should at least like put on a flannel shirt or something like that. You should add to this disguise. This is a really, really low energy disguise.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty good idea. Thanks for that, strange bear lady that I've never met before.
Alright, see you later.
Is he still trying to eat those pigs?
Yes!
Back at the bear family's house, Loxy finished her shower and dried herself off using every towel she could find before throwing the soaking towels on the floor.
So the shower had like no hot water at all, but I was like, whatever. I just need to get through this so I can lay down and sleep off this sugar butts. So then I'm like, where are all the beds in this place? And so I look and I look and I look, and then I realized that the beds probably aren't kept in the bathroom. So I left the bathroom and went to a bedroom instead. Oh, here they are. Oh, I looked all over that bathroom for these beds, and they were out here the whole time? Who decorated this place? Like, there should be beds in every room so that tired people can just sleep whenever they need to. So I walk up to the first bed, and it's big, and it's wooden, with this super scratchy orange blanket, but I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna try this one out. So I climb into this massive bed, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This bed is like gigantic, and it's harder than first grade math. No, thank you. So next I see like this big purple and pink bed on the other side of the room, and it's like not as big as the first bed, but it still looks super comfortable. So I know this is the one for me. But then I climb in it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being crushed between a bear and a marshmallow. These blankets are furrier than my boots, and this mattress is squishier than a bowl of jelly. Who would ever want to be this hot or sleep on something this soft? This is awful. So at this point, I'm like totally ready to give up and start walking back to my own home, but like I decide I'll try the last tiniest bed in the middle, thinking that there's like no way that this one is going to be any good. But then I'm like, what? Oh, this bed is just right. It's like the greatest bed I've ever been in. This is so comfortable. I feel like I could just...
Soon the bears returned home and were surprised to find that the front door had been left open. When they entered their kitchen, they realized that something was very, very wrong.
Well, we're back from our walk now, and wait a minute. Did we leave the front door open?
I don't know. Did you forget to close it when we left?
I was the first one to leave. Didn't you close it?
No, I thought you did.
That's ridiculous. Who would travel all the way out here? Never mind all that. Oh, my hat. Oh, well, I don't need it anymore. I'm at home. Anyway, it's time to eat. I'm so hungry. I can't wait to eat all of this. Say, wait a minute.
What is it?
Hey! Somebody's been eating my oatmeal.
What? Who would do such a thing?
Why don't you have a look in your bowl?
All right, then. Somebody's been eating my oatmeal.
You see? I told you somebody broke into the house. What about your oatmeal, baby?
That monster! Who would do such a thing?
I don't know, but when I find them...
Oh, calm down. Take the baby bear into the living room and have a seat while I make some sandwiches.
Daddy Bear and Baby Bear walked into the living room and were met with a great surprise.
All right, time to sit in my lovely chair. Hey, wait a minute! Dear, come in here quickly!
What? What is it? What is it? What?
Somebody's been sitting in my chair!
How can you tell?
Well, they ruined my tail groove.
Hey! Somebody's been sitting in my chair, too! Look at this hair! This isn't my hair! Ew! Yuck! A hair! Ah! What sort of maniac would eat a baby's food and break a baby's chair?
Ooh, I'm gonna get this person, whoever it is.
Daddy carefully crept upstairs and tiptoed into the bedroom, hoping to catch the intruder by surprise.
Hey! Somebody's been in my bed!
Me too! Somebody's been in my bed!
Who would do this?
I smell something. It smells like carnival cotton candy mixed with seawater and spray tan.
At the sound of the bear family's angry growling, Loxy sat bolt upright in bed.
So I was enjoying this super deep sleep, like one of the best I've ever had. And I'm dreaming about being at the seashore with all of my friends, going on rides, buying t-shirts, and getting into fights with strangers for literally no reason at all. When all of a sudden, one of the strangers in my dream just like starts growling at me like a bear, and I'm like, bring it, fur-face! And I post up, and then all of a sudden I'm wide awake and surrounded by a family of growling bears, and I'm like, ew, who are you?
We're the bear family! This is our house! Who are you?
So now I'm thinking, who am I? Are you kidding? Who doesn't know who I am? What, did these bears like live in a cave or something before today? Duh. I'm Luxy, and I'm sleeping in this bed that I found. But I don't see your name on it, and you're just a baby anyway. It was just sitting out in the open, getting cold. I was hungry. Like, how am I supposed to know that it was yours anyway?
Well, did you think that it was yours?
No, Don't try to confuse me with all of your logical arguments. No, I didn't break your chair. I just sat in it and it collapsed. It's not my fault that you had a dangerously flimsy chair. Like, what kind of a parent buys a broken chair anyway? You two must be bad parents. Get her, Daddy! So at this point, I realized that there was, like, no reasoning with some woodland creatures. So I was like, whatever, I'm just getting out of here. So I jumped out of the bed and ran for the window.
Get back here!
No! You're gonna leave me for, like, no reason.
No reason? Grrr!
Loxy dove out the window and landed on the grassy lawn with a surprisingly expert roll. The bears, unfortunately, were right behind her, so Loxy, in a panic, climbed the closest and tallest tree she could find.
I'm gonna, like, climb this tree and totally get out of here. Here I go. I'm climbing a tree. I can make it. I'm almost there. Ha! trying to get me now, you dumb old bears?
Bears can climb trees, you know.
So at this point, I'm like, are you kidding me? Who ever heard of a bear climbing a tree before? And then later, I found out that the answer was like, everybody but me.
If you're interested in books about things that bears can climb, you know what? I think you know by now. Visit your local library. Anyway, just then, a hunter heard Loxie's cries for help.
Help! Help! Somebody help!
Hark! Another young girl appears to be in trouble. Back! Back! Stay back, you bears! Back!
Hold on a second. You don't even know what happened here.
You're attacking this girl! You're planning to eat her! That's why I'm making myself really big to scare you off!
Well, cut it out and listen for a second. This girl in the tree is the worst. Oh, I am not.
Quiet! I want to hear both sides of this!
The hunter listened to the bear family's account of what had taken place. Then he listened to Loxie's side of the story. Finally, after a brief deliberation, he rendered a decision.
All right, I've heard both sides of your conflict. You, bear family, you claim that Loxie broke into your house, ate your baby's food, broke her chair, and then slept in the baby's bed. You also mentioned something about her leaving wet towels all over the place.
That's right.
And Loxie, you claim that this was all an innocent misunderstanding, and yet you still haven't apologized.
That's right.
Then I've heard enough. Loxie, using the power vested in me by the king and queen of this land, I hereby sentence you to 100 hours of community service to be spent assisting these bears with day-to-day household chores.
So at this point, I am devastated because even though I've been arrested like so many times, I've never actually been convicted of anything. So now I'm just like bawling my eyes out and hoping that...
Hold on. How did you cut away from the main story like that? Where are we even standing right now? What is this place? Who are you even talking to?
This is my confessional segment.
We don't do those here in the Imagination Theater.
I've been doing them this whole time.
Well, cut it out.
Aren't you also the prince from Beauty and the Beast? Like, why are you also a hunter now?
And with that, Loxie served her 100 hours of community service, and eventually came to befriend the bear family after becoming a much nicer person. Mommy and Daddy Bear kept an open seat at the dinner table for Mommy's brother Barry, just in case he ever planned on giving up on his quest to eat a wild animal from the forest. And Baby Bear watched this episode about 15 or 20 years from now and realized that her dad dressed her in a silly costume for a cheap laugh. The end. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Imagination Theater. I'm Mr. Bookman, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.